everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Knives Effect Podcast. I'm your host, Naveen Maglani. We've got a good one today, especially for those of you who might be looking to get into the sports media industry in the Philippines. We have one of the esteemed sports writers in the country joining us here today, and she will be sharing some of her journey and the tips that might be helpful for those of you who look like you might be poised for a future in this industry as well. Not an easy industry, speaking from personal experience, but one that can be fulfilling if your heart is in the right place. So we're going to get into that. But first, a major thank you to the sponsor of this podcast, Melbet. Guys, if you're looking for the best betting platform, Melbet is the place to be, where you get more value and bigger wins. Here, you get the best odds, which means higher payouts on every bet, whether it's basketball, volleyball, MMA, football, esports, motorsport, or any other sport. There are thousands of events daily just for you. By the way, those Alex Ialo odds look very good right now. Get on that early. And the best part, instant withdrawals. No waiting, no hassle. Your winnings go straight to your account, fast and easy. Plus, there's slots, poker, live dealer games, and casino games that you'll definitely enjoy. So what are you waiting for? Sign up now, try Melbet, and you could be the next big winner. Let's go, Melbet it is. Use my personal link and promo code in the description box to join and get up to 7,800 pesos on your first deposit bonus. Okay, we are now joined by Spin.ph's Kate Reyes, now a veteran in the sports media field, someone who you can rely on for good stories, good reporting, no matter the sport in the country, always dedicated to her job. Kate, thanks for joining me today. Appreciate it.
All right. Good afternoon. Good day to everyone. It's fun. That intro is too much. I wouldn't say I'm a veteran. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say. I've been here probably long enough, but still not a veteran. We're learning every day. I think we're learning every day. So good afternoon, Nav. Thank you for thinking of me.
Of
Let
course, of course.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. I'm happy you're here. If you don't find Kate at the games, you can find her at the gym working out constantly. If you guys check out her social media, she's also into fitness. So if you're looking for tips on that, check out her IG stories and posts sometimes. And at the same time, too, she says she's not a veteran, but she's been around for a while. And when we cover games, sometimes there are a lot of new faces all the time that I also feel like an old person now. Whereas time gone by, it goes by really fast in the sports media world. So, Kate, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey? Because I think it's fair to say that it's not easy for women in particular to break into the sports media field, particularly sports writing, which I will admit can be a very male dominant, male centric industry, right? So, how were you able to get to where you are now, one of the trusted editors of Spin.ph, arguably the leading sports news website in the country?
All right. I think Navs, we've read or heard this narrative before that it's a male dominated field, and may mga may hirap na parts of being in the field, in this arena, let's say in this arena. But as for me, honestly, it's a little accident why I'm here. I never wanted to write. That's so weird. I never wanted to write. It's not something that I see myself doing if you're gonna ask the college me. Though I took up journalism in college because I like I like language. I, I like all other things apart from writing. Apart from writing. Anything but writing. Anything about it but writing. I like interviewing. I like talking. I like, just talking and talking and talking and talking, but not really writing. But how I got here pala muna, how I got here. So I'm going 7 years with Spin. If you're including the internship, the OJT part, because I spent my internship with them as well.
So
That's
if
how
you're a
they
PBA
see it.
contract, unrestricted free agent ka na. Technically. Sorry, go
I
on.
wasn't saying. Pero yun. Yun. So UST system kasi with journalism, they're more into writing talaga. So, kahit pa bet mong mag-production or mag-broadcast, mas malilin ka sa writing, which I think is nice because it's a good foundation. You can do broadcast easier if you're good at writing already, because you're gonna have to do scripts, you're gonna have to have the narrative to be able to tell the story the right way, or the way you want it to be told. So that's something. So thank you, UST, for that. I was better at that time. Like, why would they force us to write? Ganyan, ganyan. I don't want to write, but here I am. So, going 7 years with Spin, including internship. But if it's just the postgraduate um stuff, I'd say shit. Sorry, I potty mouth.
That's okay. You
Potty
can
mouth.
absolutely
So,
curse on this
so
podcast.
post.
We're R18 on this
Medyo
podcast.
nireserve ko yung postgraduate shit. Yun. I'd say 6 years, 6 years, 'di ba? So going back to your question, we've seen it before, we've heard it before, this narrative that sports, the field of sports is a male dominated field, and we all know it. We all know it. It's never that easy, but it's really a matter of how much you want it and how you find relevance in the work that you do. If your relationship with your work, or with this, if your relationship with the field in general is very shallow, it's gonna be easy for you to give up, eh. Na parang, okay, na bad trip ako dun sa ginawa nito, kung sino man, medyo na-hurt ako dito sa nangyaring 'to, switch na lang ako ng field. Especially if you're young, you're still exploring. So your biggest motivation to pursue or still be here is how much you want it, is how much you want to be here, is your relationship with the work that you do. And for the longest time, I am very grateful to be part of an organization where I feel relevant, where I feel important, and where I feel fulfilled with the work that I do. I've gained friends, bumped elbow to elbow with athletes, world class athletes. That means a lot to me. I know you can relate, because but for the people outside of the field, it has to have meaning for you to
Mm-mm.
be able to cling onto the craft so much, kahit na it's not all nice. You gotta take the good with the bad. And I think all fields have that naman, right?
Agree. And I feel another important thing to mention also. I'm not sure about you, but at least in my case, is that the money won't be there right away when you get into this field. If we're
It
keeping
won't
it
be there. You have to get it somewhere.
exactly.
No,
You
not
kind of
right away, not soon. You have to get it
yes.
somewhere else.
You have to kind of use the first few years to build yourself up to some degree, and then that's when the opportunities arise.
Mm.
And it's even
You gotta
tricky for
build your
you.
own brand din somehow, 'di ba?
Tama.
Of course, journalists, you have to be credible, 'di ba? When you're
Exactly.
credible enough, people trust you just by you, kahit na hindi ka part ng organization. And then that's how you just make it work. You just rock.
Correct.
That's
Correct. You just rocket.
just rock
Rocket
it.
till you make it.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people. Rock it till you make it.
But that could be challenging sometimes also. And you mentioned the keyword there, journalism. I experienced this a lot when I was at Rappler. And I'm sure with Spin, where you try to be objective with the reporting down to the middle and trying not to take too many sides. Sometimes it could be a bit of a slippery slope now. Okay, branded content, yes. Or maybe you partner with a brand. So people know you're partnering with the brand. So technically, when you're partnering with someone, you can't exactly be critical of them if it requires, if partner mo sila. But then there's also the other side of the job when you're in journalism na kailangan down to the middle ka, you tell all sides of the story. But that balance can be a make or break situation for your career sometimes, especially if you want to stay long term. Now, I'm sure you experienced something like this also. I did when I started. So you said 7 years ago ka nag-start. So you started 2018, right? So I started 2014, and I remember my
Next,
first.
age reveal.
Well, okay, I entered college at 16 years old. So to be fair, I started working at 19, if that counts. But anyway, my first year of coverage in the UAP, first week actually, I I immediately reported or wrote something that was a little bit controversial, and that was like my welcome to the field moment because I got criticism. A player wasn't happy at me, and you know what? When you're a sports writer or you're in the sports industry, there will be a coach or there will be a player, there will be someone who's not happy with something you say at a certain point. Not everyone's gonna be your best friend, diba? So that was like my welcome to the industry moment. What was your welcome to the industry moment? The first time na medyo you started sweating a little bit because you got a little bit nervous. Especially nowadays when you're a veteran or you're older, medyo sanay ka na. You're like, oh, that's part of the course. And ultimately, magiging okay din kayo, right? That's what happens. But when you're new, sometimes you're like, oh my God, did I just screw up big time? What was your first learning lesson?
This is very specific, and I don't know if this is very shallow, but I was young. So I was young. I was newbie, 'di ba? Bata ako eh. Pero wait lang. May naisip kasi ako when you were talking about something earlier. So I think when you were talking about being objective and all
Mm-mm.
that, I've thought of how much it matters for you to have values as a person. If you're gonna be in this industry, you have to have values. Because if you don't have values, it's gonna show with your work ethic. It's gonna show with the work that you do. It's really gonna show. And people would know that you don't have values. So
True.
you gotta have values to be in this industry. But my welcome moment, I can say two, isang shallow, tapos isang medyo medyo nerve-wracking, gano'n. Pero
Mindfuck ng
okay,
konti.
dun muna tayo sa dun muna tayo sa shallow. So sa shallow, um, kasi hindi ako nag-campus media, eh. Like in
Hmm.
kasi nga I didn't wanna write. I did everything. I did dance troupe, I did cheerleading, I did kung ano-anong org pa, but writing. So I wasn't familiar. My first taste of coverage was my internship with Spin, and I'm so glad they accepted me without any coverage background or whatever, but they did. So, um, after that internship, when I graduated na, siyempre intern ka, at that time, yung internship namin natapat siya sa PhilOil pre-season. So that's
Hmm.
pre-season. Tapos na internship namin when it was UAAP season na, the actual season. But my first taste of coverage was an actual UAAP season when I graduated na. So, yun. First year rookie reporter, I got into the press room. I'm kind of familiar now with some faces because I spent my internship nga with them. So I got into the press room. And then I sat kaagad, like in a long table, one of the chairs sa long table na magkakatabi yung mga media. I sat lang doon.
Was this
Oh,
Moa or Araneta?
Moa. So umupo lang ako
Oh,
doon
okay.
sa isang chair sa long table. And then, um, hindi ko naman alam na may parang unspoken rule pala na may nakaupo na pala dun. So, hindi ako aware. Wala rin naman nagsabi sa'kin, wala rin naman nag-approach sa'kin. So, ewan, basta yun. So, umupo ako dun, nilagay ko yung gamit ko, yung gano'n. And then, somebody, somebody now, of course, an acquaintance, somebody na matagal na sa field, let's say a veteran, but we wouldn't say senior, but a veteran na in the field, entered, and then that person was like, "Oh, upuan ko 'to, ah." Gano'n. Bakit may gamit dito, yung mga gano'n. Tapos hindi ako nakaupo do'n, parang nakatayo ako somewhere else, eh, gamit ko yun nandun. So, kinuha ko na lang yung gamit ko, parang I said sorry. Tapos that person was making parinig the whole
Ah,
day, about it. Eh, I didn't know that person. Hindi rin naman niya ako kilala. So parang for me, that's day one for me, ah. Parang that's day one covering for me. Parang sabi ko, oh my God, okay. So it's like this. There's hierarchy. There are unspoken rules that I have to, I have to
follow
warm
or understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
warm up myself about parang ganun. Parang I didn't know that. So I probably would need somebody who I can sit down with and tell me about all those, 'di ba? So I don't make people mad. I'm scared to. I'm scared to make people mad at the time. Who am I, 'di ba? To make people mad. So yun. So that's the shallow part of it. And then um this is the another welcoming moment, but it's deeper na in my career. It's still year one into my career, but it's something it's about something that I wrote over the pandemic. That's 2020. That's
Mm.
2020. Still my year one. Still my year one. 2020. Early in 2020. Nung pandemic hit talaga. So there was this PBA player na basta nawala siya. Nawala siya sa PBA at some point. Nawala siya sa PBA at some point. No, blind item. Nawala siya sa PBA at some point. For some reason. Tapos yung player na yun, medyo naka-close ko siya kasi I'm covering the PBA also when I was a rookie pa lang. So, pandemic, I contacted that player and asked for an interview. Parang gano'n, asked for an interview. So, naabutan ko siya nung nasa PBA pa siya. Tapos nung nawala na siya, I contacted him. So, I did a story on him. Medyo controversial player siya. Medyo controversial player siya. I did a story on him, on whatever happened to his career and whatever. And it's a feel-good story. It's a feel-good story. But of course, to be able to run that narrative, you gotta have context. So I had to mention whatever he did in the first part of the article. It's a redemption story. It's a feel good story. It's a redemption story for him. It's a nice story. So I had to mention everything kasi sabi ko sa'yo, beleaguered siya, beleaguered player siya, controversial player siya. So I mentioned all that. And then, hindi lang siya in-interview ko, I interviewed another close person to him for that article. For that article, I put it out. It's nice, the reception is nice. It's all good. It's all hearts kasi nga it's a feel good story. Parang people, alam mo naman yung mga Pilipino gusto nila yan yung mga players na controversial. Kahit
Mm.
pa kung ano mang ginagawa nila, gusto nila yung angas nung ganyang player. Say Arwin Santos kind of vibe player. Malakas
Right.
masa.
Gusto
Malakas yan.
nila yung redemption din ng players eventually,
Yeah,
diba?
yun din redemption ng player and gusto nila yung tarantadong player eh. Gusto nila yung mga ganun eh. For
Oo,
some
correct.
reason,
Bad
he
boys.
likes those players. So, that player is among them. Is among them. So, I did that. I talked to the other source, the other person, so I can complete the narrative. Tapos, I put out the article, I published the article in good faith. They talked to me in good faith. I published the article in good faith. We're all good. I liked how it turned out. For me, it's so feel good. I hindi ko sinira or whatever. But then apparently, from their end, they didn't like the part where I had to mention the past.
Mm.
But I had to. So, when I sent them the article, you might want to check this out. They got back to me. They were mad. Like they were mad. Why would you include that? Blah 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 blah. So I was like, did you read the full article? Did you read the whole thing? Kasi the whole thing is complete.
Mm-mm.
I made you feel good. I don't have to, but I kind of helped you here. 'Di ba?
Mm-mm.
Share your story, your point of view. But then I'd say hindi na medyo close-minded sila about it eh. And we'll never see eye to eye. Kasi nga, we'll never see eye to eye. They don't know the ethics that I committed myself into. They don't know things about narratives. They just play. They just play. That's it. So, yun. Medyo na-hurt ako doon. Medyo hindi ako nakakain ng mga 3 araw na yun kasi medyo malungkot ako nun eh. Kasi I kind of built a relationship with this player, his family, and everything, ganon. And then all of a sudden, them not liking a part of my article just because they didn't understand that it's a narrative to be able to tell your story. And it's real, it happened, 'di ba? So they didn't understand that part. So we just had to like distance ourselves from each other after that. So, yun, that's another welcome moment for me. Yeah. It's year one for me.
So this person and we won't name the player for obvious reasons, and you're not in great terms right now, or okay na
I
kayo?
wouldn't say, I feel like nakakalimutan na yun eh.
Casual kayo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'd see each other sa games na already and we just say, hi, hello. I've had newer interviews with the player. Yun.
So
So
good naman.
it's okay.
No,
I
that's
mean,
good. That's good.
that's kumbaga wake up call siya for me na it's just one it's just one instance in my life as a reporter and I'm gonna have more of that moving forward. So
Yes.
yeah, not you can't please everybody. You don't need everybody to like you anyways. So
No, that's for sure. For sure.
yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, one thing you're gonna realize right away when you enter is that you're not gonna get everyone to like you right away. And if you're trying to win a popularity contest, you're bound to lose at a certain point because yun nga, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, so to say. One area also that needs to be mentioned when it comes to covering sports and sports media are the fans. Because there can be cases where fans or viewers, now obviously they're helpful, the readers, the viewers, like those who watch this podcast, or those who read your articles or my articles or follow us on our social media platforms. Obviously, without them constantly tuning in, we can't really do what we do, diba? Because we need an audience to be able to put
It's
ourselves
page
out
views.
there.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Page views, video views, whatnot. But there can be times too where, especially diehard fanatics of certain players or certain teams, they will blame a writer or a media person if they're not happy with something. Now, in some cases naman talaga, it's warranted. If you're a columnist or you're an opinion writer and you publish your opinion or your quote unquote hot takes and it comes back na mali ka, then you're open to criticism also if you were criticizing to begin with.
Part of
But
it.
it's part of the, yeah, it's part of the job. But there are also times na maybe you're doing objective reporting where you're just presenting the facts, not exactly taking a side, but rather than accept reality, fans would opt to blame the media person involved so that they can vent their ire out on somebody. Have you experienced something like this in your career?
Yeah. My God, this is it's I can remember it vividly like when you were mentioning it. Kasi 'di ba I graduated UST ah. Remember UST's bullshit over the pandemic, the bubble?
Sorsogon bubble, yes.
Yeah, the bubble. So I think I'm one of the first people to break that.
Mm-mm.
Kasi we saw it eh. Na we had sources at the time. Tapos I put it out. I put the article out. It's a series of articles. You have to do follow up, 'di ba? Dun sa issue kasi it's not just one thing eh. You have to get all the sides and shit, even the PNP side, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
Everything talaga. So, and at the time, yung UST, they just lost a finals match, 'di ba? Against finals series against
Against
Ateneo.
Ateneo, yeah.
And gagraduate na sila third year. So like it's only a matter of time till we get that championship. Who doesn't want a UST championship? I want a UST championship in my lifetime. I did get that when I was a student, diba? So I was just as excited as all the Tomasian fans, diba? So but that happened. We had to put that out. I had to put that out. I'm just doing my job. I got labeled Miss IATF. Miss, you remember IATF? IATF,
Oh,
the organization who calls out the wrongdoing
yes.
over the pandemic. Oh, that's not allowed, mga ganon. Ginawa nila ako ng nickname, yung mga fans ng UST.
Uh-uh.
Miss IATF kasi inunahan ko daw wala pang verdict yung PNP pero daw nag-put out na daw ako na that's not allowed yung ano na yon yung ginawa nilang na yun. So, yun. And then I got death threats in my
Wow,
team.
really?
Yeah, I got death threats in my DMs. Like, wag kang lalabas. I was like, it's okay, I won't go out. It's fucking pandemic. So, fuck.
True.
Yun. Parang ganun, I got death threats. So, at that time. So, yun, that's true. It's hard. it's painful for me to write that because I want UST to win. Of course, I want UST to win. I'm banking on Renz Abando, CJ Cancino, everybody else in that in that squad. Parang it's only a matter of time. Oh my God, 3rd Ravenna and company graduated. It's our time, 'di ba? It's our time. But then that happened. I'm doing my job. We had sources, reliable sources. I had to put that out, and now everybody's calling me Miss IATF. And I got death threats in my DMs, but I'm just doing my job. So that's kind of anxiety inducing then to me at that time because it's sad. Um, the fans, the fans, the people that I used to cheer with, they're the ones pa like bashing me on social media. But then I do know what I'm doing. I know my values. I have my values. I'm just doing my job, and we all know that's wrong. Kahit papaikutin niyo yung mga puwet niyo diyan, mali yung ginawa, eh. Yun yung nangyari, eh. So, yun, but I'm just as hurt because I wanted the championship, but then that happened. So, wala, eh. Back
Yeah,
to zero tayo.
a few points on that also is that one, if you're not going to report it, someone else is going to report it, right?
Mm.
Because it wasn't like a brush off issue na parang wala naman yan. It was a big issue. It
It's gonna
was the
come out
biggest.
anyways. It's gonna come out
Exactly.
anyways.
Exactly. It was the biggest sports issue in the Philippines during the pandemic, and everyone's at home or everyone's on their phones or their laptops. So they're really going to be tuned into it talaga. And that's where the school loyalty aspect that people love to complain about, you can't really factor that in because you have a job to do as a
Yeah,
journalist. You're not there to report for the school
yeah.
or for a certain organization except yours, except your publication. And people
Well,
don't
not
always
not
realize that.
really your publication, it's more of the truth.
And the
It's more
truth.
of you're committed to the truth, not your publication. It can't be your publication. Your publication has to have values as well, which is
Exactly.
you have to be committed to the truth, to delivering the truth. Only that. So
Yeah,
yun.
so if your publication is dedicated to the truth, then that's your goal
Yeah.
and that's your purpose.
Right.
I've also received criticism like, okay, ba't mo linalabas yan? Bakit hindi mo na lang hintayin nilabasin ng school yan or labasin ng organization yan, this and that. I don't think people realize na if the only official announcements you want to read are from the school or the organization itself, then naka-filter yan based on what they want. Naka-filter yan based on what works for them. And that's why you have journalists, that's why you have reporters and publications such as where you work and I work, because you want multiple sides of the story. You want
True.
multiple perspectives, not just limited to the official side of things. All right, let's switch things up here. You cover a lot of leagues. You cover PBA, UAP, you do the off-season leagues also, Gilas, FIBA,
Lifestyle.
everything, di ba? What's your favorite one to cover?
My favorite one to cover. Sheesh. It's so hard for me to answer favorites, eh. Kasi I'm the kind of person to have fun wherever you put. Saan mo ko ilagay, i-enjoy ko siya. Parang I'll find reasons for myself to enjoy where I am in. But a personal favorite, of course, will always be UAAP, UAAP,
Of
collegiate.
course.
Collegiate. I love collegiate so much kasi I just love it so much. It's so colorful. It's raw. It's it's unsaturated, 'di ba? It's colorful, it's raw, and you discover talents. You see yun pa yung mga collegiate, mga natutukan mo from collegiate, you see them going to the pros, you see them grow up. Wah, tanda na. You see them grow up into, professional players. Parang I've seen that player from the juniors, 'di ba? Juniors pa lang
Mm-mm.
tapos ngayon nasa pros na siya. So, it's such a full circle moment for you din, eh, if you covered the collegiate and you'd see how much they improved. So that's something. I like collegiate, any collegiate, volleyball, basketball, I like it. And uh yeah, I like those. I like also lifestyle is fun then. Lifestyle part of sports is fun then. The brands.
Mm-mm.
You see how they innovate, every time. And yun, it's also nice to do that. Ah, shit, ang hirap ng favorites talaga. Ang hirap ng favorites. Pero yun, I'd say collegiate.
So, given that you're from UST and it's been a few down years for UST, no? Last year we saw them return to the Final Four after since 2019 before the pandemic, 'di ba? They put up a good fight against UP and they're coming into this season. In my opinion, they're the dark horse. Kasi like for me, early favorites to return to the finals, UP Lasal, based on the talent and the roster and the recruitment. But if there is one team that could potentially crash that party and avoid a trilogy between UP and LaSalle, I think USD has the best chance because Fortsky is now a veteran, fifth year graduating veteran. Same for Nick
Yeah.
Cabanero. Kyle Paranadas in his second year with UST. Some of the young guys last year I heard are improving, like Jello Crisostomo and Zayn Mahmood.
Amiel.
Amil Asido, second year for him. And look, if UST can get that high school kid, si Buena Flor, and
Mm,
he can provide instant impact also, that's key, Kohi. And by the way, they're trying to recruit him. So let's see if that pushes through. We're recording this Wednesday. Tomorrow, UST NU in the high school championship game, game 3. The question for UST is the FSA situation because Motong
yeah.
Kara is still not yet in the
They're still
country.
in negotiation, I think.
Yes, exactly. And today, UST had the Pinoy Liga game versus UE, and it was Peter Osang who
Mm,
played for UST in that game as the FSA. He's one of the multiple other FSA
yeah.
options they have. So, may backups naman sila. So, given everything, where do you see UST entering UAP season 88? Do you think there's a legit finals run or maybe even championship run in the horizon? Because I'll be honest with you, I would love to see UST back in the finals
Mm-hmm.
to me, and some people know this, some don't. I graduated from DLSU, but still, to me, the best chant in the UAAP is the Go Usted chant. That
Mm,
is,
yeah.
that's the most
Iconic.
hype. Exactly, diba? So, where do you have UST entering this college basketball season? Kahit matagal pa.
Yeah. I think sabi mo nga, since 2019, this is their best chance to reach high places in the UAAP. In the UAP. We'll see naman more of those during the pre-seasons eh. Marami pa namang pre-seasons dyan. And I'm probably gonna be back at the court side sa Phil Oil. So it's gonna be fun for me to, doing broadcast
Nice.
man for pre-season. I enjoy it so much. I enjoy it so much. But for UST, yeah, you're right. I think this is their best chance. And they can go, I feel like they can go farther than last year. They can go farther than last year. Yung malas-malas na lang sa match-up yan eh.
Mm-mm.
Pagka down to Final Four eh, di ba? Tingnan, ayun. And I've heard Fortsky daw is doing better than ever.
Wow. Because his
I've heard,
shooting last season was off.
uh, yeah. But I've heard he's doing better than ever than his Ateneo stint. Better pa daw yung galawan niya ngayon. So I'm kind of excited about that. Kind of excited about that and other UST improvements and they're growing into the new system of Coach Pido. So that's something too. Yon and people like Amiel nag-mature. That's I think it's interesting. I'd say I would include UST in my top 3 rin. Of course, given na yung dalawa. Top 3 UST. Yun.
Yung number 4, yung
Yung
interesting,
number
no?
4, well, I have high expectations on NU kasi. Medyo
Mm.
disappoint ako sa run ng NU last
Last
season.
season.
Oh, so feel ko dapat ngayon ano na nila yan, mas gamay na nila yan. So medyo disappointing siya for me yung last season nila. I know they can do better than what they showed. So yun. Yun. Pero UST, top 3, my top 3. Please surprise us. Surprise us. I have no idea what's going on, pero you guys are capable and we want to see it happen. And that's a really nice narrative. If it's ito na naman si journalist, it's a nice narrative if they're gonna make it to the top. It's a Cinderella story.
For sure, for sure. And you mentioned Coach Pido's system. One of the key people in that coaching staff is Coach Juno Sauler, former
Mm,
UAP champion head coach at DLSU in 2013. And that was his first year as an assistant for UST last year. And if I'm not mistaken, Coach Juno is basically in charge of running the offense, kind of like how say UP, si Coach Tom Chu was in charge of the defense. That's what Coach Juno does sa offense ng UST. I was speaking with Coach Juno a few weeks ago, and I won't reveal everything sinabi niya, but I'll reveal two things. Number one is may bagong designs to the offense that they're going to implement more and more in the off-season. Number two, it's gonna be a faster paced team. And by faster paced team, I'm gonna tell people to watch videos of the Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash from back in the day, the
mm,
so-called 7 seconds or less offense. Let's
mm,
just put it this way. I think UST they will be trigger happy a little bit this coming season. Fast pace, they're gonna try to run the court. And I think that works to their advantage, lalo na if Osang will be the FSA because he's smaller than other FSAs. And one way to beat height, if you have a height disadvantage, is with speed. So I'm expecting a faster attack for UST's offense this coming season 88. Let's talk about Gilas.
mm.
Gilas fans to me are some of the most
Rabid.
exactly sometimes ridiculous
Aggressive.
because aggressive
It's
exactly
the national team. You have to
that's
be aggressive.
yeah, Kate, that's true, but also like just because Gilas lost 2 games, now you want to fire Tim Cone when we spent 10 years looking for a great head coach for the national team, and then like one bad stretch and suddenly okay, rebuild tayo again from scratch. Now people are saying some of us don't want to fire Coach Tim Cone. Gusto lang namin mas malalim yung pool so that
Mm,
when you have injuries to players, you have other backup players
yeah.
that you can include in the roster.
Mm,
Personally, for me, I think they're doing an okay job. Maybe give some of the younger guys a chance, like KQ or Carl more minutes, especially because they have international experience. But where do you see the national team right now? What do you like about what they're doing? And are there things they're doing na hindi mo masyado gusto?
all right. Um, unang-una, I believe in Coach Tim. I believe in Coach Tim. And you know where the national team is at right now. It's something that we've always wanted eh. Kasi from before, 'di ba? We hate it na binibuild lang nila yung team pag may incoming window na. So, yun yung problema before eh, na walang ano eh, walang bigla na lang kayo huhugot ng kung sino-sino pagka maglalaro na.
Consistency,
Wala
continuity.
walang
Yes.
continuity, that's the word, walang continuity. Kasi kung sino lang mahugot mo, eh, kukunin mo pa sa ibang bansa yung iba diyan, yung mga ganyan. But ngayon, may fix na nga, which is a good start and that's what we always wanted. So they're more familiar of each other, 'di ba? Yun nga yung and I think that's what the players wanted then. I've talked to Chris Newsome. It's something nice for them. And I don't think this back-to-back losses um encapsulates the whole potential of
Yes.
Gilas moving forward. It's okay. It's okay. Chill out. Like chill out. Chill out. It's gonna be fine. So that's what I like about it. There's continuity na and um I feel like if there's, in my opinion, if I'm gonna improve anything from Coach Tim's systems, it's gonna be me using other players kahit na hindi siya ganun ka-familiar with them. Kasi you can see Coach Tim playing around the players na kilala niyang gamitin eh. 'Di ba?
Mm-mm.
Yun yung mga kilala niyang gamitin, eh. I'd say, to be specific, I'd put Manong Kiefer there. I'd
Mm.
put Kiefer there. Um, hindi ko alam kung sinong tatanggalin ko, I wouldn't say, pero I'd put Manong Kief there. I think makakatulong si Kief dun. Yun, so kahit na hindi gano'n ka-familiar probably si Coach Tim with Kief, um, Thirdia, I'd say I would want them there. I would want them there. And they'd be very helpful. So, yun lang for me. For him to be open with getting players pa na hindi siya masyado familiar, and probably it can be a work in progress, just use them. Well, wala. Ifa-familiarize mo yung sarili mo with them. Pero yun kasi, yun yung nakikita ko na si Coach Tim, he likes to play with players na he's familiar of.
Nasanay siya. Correct.
Hmm.
Correct. We should also note that in the last window, there was no Kai Soto.
Yeah,
And
yun pa, di ba?
sobrang laki niya physically and figuratively to the team because of what he does on
Especially
both sides of the
on
floor.
Coach Tim's system, di ba? That's where
Yes.
Kai flourish for the first time in what?
Years?
Yeah, right? That's the first time we saw him do those things for Gilas.
Exactly.
And then you're gonna
Exactly.
disregard that because of what? Back-to-back losses.
Grabe, because he has the ability to get offensive rebounds, easy scoring opportunities. He'll get you a few extra blocks a game, rim protection. So hopefully he has a full recovery, not just
Yeah.
for his sake in the future. Of course, that's number one, his long-term health, but also for the growth of the national team. Because
Yeah.
if he's able to stay healthy, then he should be someone who he's only like 22 years
20,
old. I 20
21. I think it's
21.
still 21. Yeah, it's 21.
21, 22. So if he stays healthy, he should be able to play for the national team for at least the next 10, 12 years, given his height and
Sure.
skill. So hopefully. Now, of course, Kate, we are very appreciative of your time. So one last question here. I know that we went longer than we planned, but
Okay.
thank you so much for the context. I really appreciate that. Now, I think that it's fair to say it's a more challenging road for women than it is men to succeed in not just sports media, not just sports writing, but media or sports in general in the country. Whether we're talking about women athletes not getting sponsorships that the men teams do, or like when you were telling me the story or earlier of a player not happy with what you wrote, what went to my mind was, okay, pero kung lalaki nagsulat niyan, hindi ako sure kung ganin katapang din yung lalaki na yan. Because sometimes that
That's true.
happens then. It's
That's
true, di
true.
ba? So,
I think you guys probably have that male connection na, brother, it's not that serious, 'di ba? It's easy for
oo,
you guys to tell each other that na we're just doing our jobs. But for us, we gotta have to establish the professional relationship, and then
right.
we're emotional. So, that can be taken advantage of then by some people. We're emotional and we'll probably get scared, 'di ba? So that's true. Okay, go on.
Exactly. And I've had someone from the media also tell me before na players think I mean, you think you're interviewing the player, but then nanglalandilan sila
Mm-hmm.
while you're
Yeah.
interviewing them sometimes, right? They think that you're flirting with them and they think that so that's one of the challenges, no? So having been in the industry for 7 years, accomplishing what you've accomplished, what are your tips that have allowed you to kind of catapult past the disadvantage of the gender aspect of it? And how have you been able to find like your comfort zone to be able to accomplish the work that you want to accomplish, in case this advice can help another aspiring
Right.
female journalist in the future?
Right. So, I'd say something that I mentioned earlier. First, you got the motivate yourself talaga eh. Like, how much do you want to be here? How much do you find relevance in the work that you do? I find relevance in the work that I do, and that's the root reason of all the other paraan, of all the other ways na ginagawa ko to be able to stay. It's because I like what I'm doing and I find relevance in it, and it matters to me to be fulfilled with the work that I do. Kahit pa I can go to a corporate scene and be more peaceful, have a more peaceful life, earn more, earn more and all that. I know myself, end of day, what matters to me is liking what I do and finding what I do fulfilling. That's the only time I could sleep soundly, if my day was fulfilled by those things. So you got to know yourself. First is know yourself. How much do you want? How much do you want it? And of course, you have to make sacrifices along the way. One of the sacrifices you have to make is pakikisama. Of course, I've seen Mia in a room full of men and I'm the only girl. And they have jokes. You guys have jokes. We don't find funny, but makikisama ka na lang. That's them eh. Parang that's them. As long as I'm not the one getting attacked or somebody else na helpless yung
Yes.
getting attacked. Kayo-kayo sa mga sarili nyo, kaya nyo na yan eh. Binubullshit nyo yung mga sarili nyo. Pagtanggol nyo na rin yung mga sarili nyo. Pero kung
True.
may inaatake sila na helpless, na kawawa, that's when you step in. And you tell them, that's not right. Parang that's not right, ganun. But, yeah. So, there are jokes you wouldn't like. Makikisama ka na lang. You don't have to take it. You can tell them that you don't like it, and it's up to them. How they react to your response is a reflection to their values. So you
Mm.
already informed them na I don't like what you said about me. I don't like your joke that you joked about this matter, and they still did it or didn't apologize or whatever. That's a reflection on them, and that's beyond you. So that's something that you cannot control. What can you control? The job that you do. You go to the coverage, you get the job done, you deliver your article or your report or whatever, and you like how it all turned out, you're good. You don't have to please. Oh, wow.
Biglang nag-fireworks.
That's so timely.
Wow, fitting.
Wow.
Very, very fitting.
That's very Ratatouille, ah. You know the Ratatouille animation? Like with
Yep.
ingredients, di ba? Yun. So you're good. You're good. Once you're able to do what you have to do, you're good. And one of the things then, probably on my end, the girls na nasa field ngayon is to pave way for the other generations or the younger generations to come in. If you got there and it's not a safe space, it's on to you how to make it a safe space for the people coming in naman. But it's still in them talaga eh, how much they want to be here. They have to make sacrifices nga. That's one. Makikisama. Makikisama ka talaga. Number two is don't try to please everybody. You can try. You'll get heartbroken, but it's up to you how to put it on your head na you can't do it again. 'Di ba? It's up to you. So yon, that's two. You can't please everybody. You don't have to please everybody. Um Third is find your purpose. Like find your purpose in what you do. If you have values, if you have values established naman na, it's not gonna be that hard for you to find your purpose because you already know why you're there. You
Mm-mm.
already know why you're there. And yun, it's a prestige profession. It's a prestige profession. You can be doing something else, earning more, being more peaceful. But ikaw eh, minsan may mga personal advocacies ka rin kasi na you want to see this women's basketball grow. May mga ganun. And you're gonna do everything at all costs to be able to witness that firsthand. So you wanna stay in the field through that motivation. Through that motivation. May mga ganun. So, my why is one of the things that I like most about what I'm doing is telling the backstories of the players, the profiles, the things not seen on the court, how they go about, their
Mm-mm.
lives, yung mga gano'n, as long as they're willing to share it, 'di ba? Ngayon kasi it's so easy for people na rin kasi to dismiss journalists eh. Especially yung players din mismo sila. Kunwari, they didn't like the article that you put out. They can easily tell their fans, people, that's fake news, even if it's true.
Correct,
Even the
correct.
players, 'di ba? So you're gonna be pitted against each other. Kasi dinismiss ni player yung article mo kahit na may sources ka naman, reliable sources. Kasi bad look on him, on her, or him, 'di ba? So that's easy. That's just another battle for us in the industry. That's another battle for us in the industry. So, ayun, surround yourself with people na if feed ka to be better, to be a better journalist, to be a better reporter, to have to surround yourself with people who would push you to write better stories and write stories better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Couldn't have
that's
said it. Couldn't have said it better myself. That
where's
was
my
great.
fireworks?
We need those fireworks to come
You know,
back real
fireworks.
quick. Kate, thank you
Alright.
so much. You all can follow her work, Kate Reyes, at
Yeah.
spin.ph. Before we let you go, any specific articles or profiles you have coming up that you want to tease people about?
Oh God. Na-pressure ako. Pressure ako. Wala pa naman. Guys, yun lang. I'll probably post about it if I'm gonna write something that's close to me. That's close to me. But you can view my articles on my highlights. On my highlights, madami dyan. Mahaba yung variety ko. So, yeah, if you want to read my articles, and really, Naveen knows this. We appreciate the people that read our works.
Absolutely.
That's something. I just had my birthday, like last March.
Belated happy
Thank you.
birthday.
I just had my birthday. And I've heard a lot of sweet things coming in, parang to the most hardworking person, to the blah 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 blah. The the words that resonate most with me is yung mga parang I'm waiting for your next feature. Yung mga ganun. Kasi that's your brainchild eh. Every time. Parang kang nanganganak
Absolutely.
every time you put out a heartfelt feature. Di ba? Kasi from ground up yan eh. From conceptualizing the whole thing to interviewing to thinking of angles to whatever. That's
Transcribing.
a long process. Right? It's a long process.
Yep.
And for you to be able to put that up, that means a lot to you. So read,
Absolutely.
guys. So you could be literate then, the people. I think sports fans need to be literate. Please, don't just watch. You can watch TikTok videos. Feel free to watch TikTok videos, but read. Read so you
For
could learn.
For
You
sure,
could,
for sure. I
yeah.
understand that people's attention span now can be a little short
Yeah.
sometimes because of the TikTok generation where if you don't catch someone with a quick hook in the first 5 seconds, they'll,
Mhm.
skip along. But there is value in reading, there's value in backstories and context and substance.
Mm.
Substance, that is very, very important. And with no due respect, I mean, no disrespect meant to other content creators out there because everyone is special in their own right. But there is a specific and unique beauty to writing and reading that I think will be able to live forever. And if you want to see how Kate contributes to that, check out her archive. And you guys can follow her on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
It's Reyes Kate with a Z instead of an S on her IG
Yeah.
handle. And I'm sure we'll be hearing and reading more from her in the years to come. Thank you so much for your time, Kate. Much appreciated, and best of luck with everything that you do. Keep
Yeah.
up the great work.
Thank you so much, and I'm happy to be here. See you guys soon.